The start of a new year is a good time for fresh starts, and while that applies to the personal resolutions we make annually, it also applies to your small business. And one area that's important to focus on is social media. According to a LinkedIn survey, 81% of small businesses are now using social media to grow their business. Susan Solovic, the small business expert and media director for the SBE Council, joins us with some tips and trends to help you start your new year with a new digital presence, a fresh digital presence. Correct, Susan?
Freshen things up a
Freshen
little bit.
things.
Absolutely.
So how do we do that? Do we need to go back and look at everything we've done in the past year and see what's relevant?
Well, not even just the past year, really. First thing you want to do is look at your personal profiles. So make sure that what's out there is consistent with your brand, the positioning that you want people to see about you, your professionalism. If there's something a little bit, funny out there, get rid of it. Same thing with your business profile page. Make sure that the messaging is accurate with what your business is doing. But then also, people forget about this. Take a look at your bios, your contact information. Is it still current and up to date? If there's an old phone number, an old email address, guess what? That customer then may be going somewhere else.
How important is it to Google yourself and your business on a regular basis?
You really should do that all the time. Set up Google Alerts. You can use something called talkwalker.com also, but you can find out what's out there about you. If you don't like what you're seeing, you can always go to the webmaster and ask them to take it down. If it's somebody you know, maybe one of your friends posted that picture of you over the holidays with the beer can on your head or something, please, please take that down.
So what are some ways that small businesses can actually utilize social media in a much more effective way than large businesses, for instance?
Well, actually, Constant Contact did a survey and found that the recession, 71% of small businesses said the recession made them better marketers. And of course, social media is a great way for them to engage their customers. So they're turning more and more to social media. And, the normal places that they start, Facebook, Twitter, things like that. But the big trend is not only just getting your brand out there and engaging, is in customer service.
Right.
So that's where small businesses, as you were saying, really have an advantage. Even though large companies are using social media for customer service, small businesses really have an advantage.
You had an example of a customer who was very frustrated with the dealings with American Airlines because he or she couldn't quite seem to get through to anyone that could actually help them.
And actually, that was me.
That was you. There you go.
I'm always on an airplane. So they actually respond very well to comments on Twitter. They do a great job of that. The problem is there's no connection between the people that are doing their social media and the front lines. So they have little opportunity to help you. That's the difference. With a small business and you're responding to a customer's concern, you have the power to fix it.
And what are some of the activities that small businesses can engage in to sort of freshen their social media presence this year?
So if you start listening, we call it social listening. You can do that by following your brand name, obviously, using something like TweetDeck or Hootsuite, but following hashtags that are important, listening to what your customers, potential customers are saying. And the one thing that I really like, and there was a hotel in California that did this, a small boutique hotel, and saw that a customer was coming like the next day or day after and said on Twitter, "I'm looking forward to my spa appointments." And so they were very proactive and said, "Could we book those in advance for you?"
Oh, how
Talk
wonderful.
about wowing the customer.
Gosh,
yeah, absolutely.
Before they even check in,
anticipating those needs. Yeah.
Fantastic. Such great advice for the small business owner, Susan Solovic. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you.